We're going to say movie squad without banging on the table.
We'll bang on our legs instead.
Banging on our legs. Yeah, oh, that's right. We're getting right into the mood. Oh, yeah.
We got
to try
brand new equipment that doesn't work.
We got a brand new equipment. We got brand new chairs, and we're swiveling. So we might do some dancing later.
Ooh.
But, welcome to the movie squad. Now we've had this conversation over time, and maybe you should help us in the chat. Should the movie squad do new releases or old releases? Because I sure miss the old ones. So, and when we decided to do Ghostbusters Afterlife, I was like, why aren't we doing Ghostbusters? I mean, seriously, bro. I can understand why not do Ghostbusters, the female version.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah, please
garbage.
Not. Yeah. So instead, we're going to do Ghostbusters, the kid version, Ghostbusters Afterlife. So, Sinead, I know you went to the pictures to watch this.
I did.
So, what was your first reaction?
I went yesterday. I loved it. I think it was really, it pays homage to the old ones beautifully. Mm-hmm. But again, it's just everything I go and see in the cinema is this crossed over with Stranger Things. It's just what is it with just all these movies are just with these quirky kids.
Well, Stranger Things has been very successful for Netflix.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, let's get some
so.
kids in here and everything like that. But no, this was really good. You're right. What about you, Andrew?
I really enjoyed it. 'Cause, I went into this. This was one of the big movies that I was looking forward to this year.
Mm.
So I was quite curious to see how well they were going to try and do potentially a follow-up to it, how faithful it was going to be. And I really liked what they did with it. I think it is a good sequel, but it is a good stepping off point for potential franchise of the future.
Did you have a stain from the female version? Because people were saying that a lot of critics who have been trying to pan this movie, which has been very successful at the box office, by the way, it's because they hated the female version. Did that matter to you?
I think when it comes to 2016 one, I think people were making a lot of a bigger fuss about it than it really should have, because it was just a nothing movie. It's just really
Yeah.
But,
so did it have nothing to do with the original? It was a remake, but with girls.
Yeah.
Oh,
did you not?
That
see
doesn't
the female
count
version?
then. No, because everyone said it was bad, so I left it alone.
The funniest thing is that one of the actresses actually said, "Oh, I'm so annoyed that this new movie is coming out because it's going to ignore everything that the last movie did." That's what your entire movie was.
Yeah, it was ignorance.
Taking something timeless and just throwing it away.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, I wasn't really thrilled initially with this movie, but after watching it, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, the one thing I did miss was the music. From this movie, I missed the music because this is not a comedy, as they say, right? It's kind of maybe not a horror. It's more of a drama, family drama, definitely. Yeah. But it has it doesn't have the 80s music score attached to it.
It does.
Only at the end, Andrew, not throughout the movie.
It does.
No, not really. No,
it does.
No, okay, Andrew, did you see the original? The original was top to bottom music. This is not.
Stylistically, it's different. But
I mean, I'm not saying that there's no score in it, but I mean, there's no Ray Parker Jr. There's no it used to be magic. It used to be magic. Come on, man! I got the album, Andrew.
I kept getting confused as to what time period this was.
Really? Why?
Because the town looks really old, but then it is in 2021, and I was like, oh,
it's supposed to be some small town.
Why these kids
Omaha.
not got phones? What's going on? I was so confused.
No, listen, Sinead. It is today. It is the present because we get the visit from the originals, and everything. But basically, I guess just setting it off. We'll probably try not to do the full breakdown, but setting it off, I thought they really crammed a lot in the first 5 minutes of this movie. Because
it got straight into it, didn't it?
Yeah. So basically, it's this family we're following. Mother and her 2 children and everything. Her daughter is very smart and everything. The son is just kind of into himself, as most are, and everything. And she hates her dad. But they're poor, they're evicted, and they end up in their dad's house where everybody calls him a dirt farmer.
The old dirt farmer.
Yeah, the old dirt farmer. But so, hey, no surprise. We all know. Her dad turns out to be Egon Spengler and everything.
Granddad.
What?
Granddad.
No. The mom's dad. I was saying the mom who hates her dad. So he's her dad.
Plot twist.
But Phoebe, the girl that we're following, McKenna Grace, is the granddaughter and stuff. Played
and she looks just
well.
like him. Like they did that on purpose, didn't they?
Know what it is, Sinead? It's amazing, what hair can do. Because you're a maven on hair and everything, aren't you? I mean, because I've seen McKenna Grace in interviews, and she looks absolutely nothing like her character.
Yeah.
Because that's her real hair now. She's like a blonde little girl and everything like that. But looking at her in the interviews and looking at her as Phoebe, I'm like, my God, they really went to town on this hairstyle.
They were pulling out all stops on hair and makeup.
Yeah, excellent hairstyle and everything. And but I thought was really cool was, how I always joke with you guys about how you guys have never seen movies like Lethal Weapon or Back to the Future and everything. It's
I've seen Lethal Weapon. It's my favorite Christmas movie.
It's not a Christmas movie.
Yes, it is.
But no, anyway, you know how what Movie Squad does is introduces you to the old stuff. So I like the fact that that's this movie. They said it's 20 years later. Well, it's more than 20 years later actually, but they had to find out that these kids today don't know who the original Ghostbusters were. And they had to find out by going on Google and the internet. Aww. I thought that was clever. I mean, Jason Reitman really, pulled out the stops here with that. So anyway, do you know who the mom played in the Avengers movie?
Oh, yeah.
Who did she play, Andrew?
Proxima Midnight.
Freaking hell, she's Proxima Midnight. The woman all in black and white and everything like that. And then when she, kind of gets transformed into the gatekeeper, as a little throwback to that. But yeah, Carrie Coon, man, amazing. So we got Carrie Coon, we got Finn Wolfhard, who we were just talking about, Stranger Things kids, right? McKenna Grace, right? She did some movies. I mean, I know she did a movie with Chris Evans and stuff like that, the guest, I think. And but my favorite character, who do you think my favorite character is?
Is it the Gary? Is it Gary?
It's not Gary Guberson. No. It's podcast. I love this kid.
The whole time I was like, oh my God, it's James. What's he doing here?
Yeah, he was James.
Podcast. Oh,
look at that, James. You did not come here.
And we never found out his real name either.
Well, he's
his
podcast.
name is Russell.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Oh my God, literally. Russell from Up.
Oh my God, no. Anyway, no, this kid was really cool. And so they set up them, they go to the house that the father left them and everything. And basically, the mom has nothing but hate for her dad and everything. So she doesn't even tell the kids. And I mean, she probably does have the Spengler name, but we never really get that and stuff like that. But I just thought this was really cool, especially because Harold Ramis has passed, sadly. But they had really good doubles for him in this movie, because in the opening where he has to, what did he do? He captured.
You don't see his face.
Yeah. Well, he was always in silhouette. But they managed to get a good actor, who can kind of stand toe to toe with his stature. But that was kind of creepy though, when he gets back to the house.
Yeah, and then
he thinks I think he knew, I'm not getting out of this and everything. They had the big smoke monster behind him and stuff, but they didn't. Yeah, so supposedly, he's gone. He's dead. So they get to this town and everything, and Phoebe, is that awkward kid. We know that awkward kid, don't we, Sinead?
We all know that awkward kid.
Yeah, exactly. Where the mom says, just make one friend. And the brother goes, she can't make any friends.
And the bad dad jokes as well. He's like, tell a joke.
Oh, God.
She's like, tell a joke. And she's like, I don't trust atoms. They make everything up.
Oh, my God. No, please. Oh,
I was like, aw. She's trying.
Yeah, she's trying. Either way, I love it how Finn he said, "Okay, I'm out of here," and then the mom, weirdly enough, the mom walks her to the door of the school. That never really happens, but it's just so that way she can meet
Gary Guberson,
played by the sexiest man alive, I might add.
Ryan Reynolds.
No, Paul Rudd is the sexiest man alive.
Is he?
Well, this
could have fooled me.
This month, come on, Sinead, you're not up on yourself.
Not that kind of thing, though.
Okay, why am I? Anyway.
Where they asked him in that in an interview, and he said, how do you feel about being nominated to the Sexiest Man Alive? And he says that, well, you should be really humble about this, but that's going on my business card.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta let people know. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's all good. But so what I liked was, so she goes to school, and it turns out that she's going to summer school, even though she's all prepared. But as most summer school teachers are, he's like, F it. Here's a movie. Watch this movie so I can just go and do something else.
Film is it that they're watching?
Cujo.
Oh my God.
You would not show Cujo to any student below 16. And this girl is 12. And he thinks this is a good thing.
That was funny.
Yeah.
And then,
have you ever seen Cujo? By the way,
I know of it. I
I
haven't watched the actual film, but I know about the Stephen King book and stuff like that.
D. Wallace and the rabbit dog.
And then he shows him Child's Play afterwards, and I was like,
oh my God!
I
didn't. Okay, yeah.
But I think there was a reason for that. They showed him Cujo because of the demon dogs later, and then they did Child's Play because the thing he was looking for a human host, wasn't it?
Jason Reitman, you thinking too far ahead for us.
Clever. I asked Blake this in the car as well.
Yeah.
If all dogs go to heaven, then why do hellhounds exist?
That's a damn good question.
Rule the underworld.
Somebody in the comments below tell me.
That means that dogs are everywhere, up, below, and on earth.
And in purgatory.
So, like, I thought this was really interesting. Was she's bored with the movie, and so she goes into the teacher's office. He's like, "Hello, can I help you? You got a movie on."
Yeah, there's a really
he's like,
interesting movie.
And then she's like, "Oh, what are you, a seismologist? How do you know? What the?"
Oh my God, there's a kid that's actually interested.
How do you even come up with that? You look at a couple of maps and stuff, and you go, "What are you, a seismologist?" Yeah. What are you teaching in school for, bro? He's like, I gotta get paid somehow, and everything.
Literally.
Yeah. So they go to the weird plot convenience of showing that they have something in common and that there's something going on with the earthquakes and everything. Blah 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 blah. But it's a good introduction to the relationship, you know, because it's not forced, because they don't really hook up until the next time they come into class. Yeah. Because podcast brings in the trap. What did they call a trap?
It was, yeah.
What did they call those traps?
Just ghost traps.
Just
ghost traps. Thanks, Andrew.
I
thought you were here for the
yeah, because it plonks it down on the desk, doesn't it? And it's like, oh damn, you got an original ghost trap, and they're like, a what?
You know what? That was very. I just thought that was really good writing, because like it wasn't like forced. It was like, oh, what are you doing with one of these? This is a good replica. You know what I mean? Yeah. Until he starts to smoke and everything. He's like, hey, hold on.
Hold up.
Where'd you get this from? And everything, you know? And so, I mean, because usually these kind of movies, they plot convenience. We talk about plot convenience all the time, shit and stuff like that. And I think this movie was really good with that. I mean, what do you think, Andrew? Do you think this movie, the setups were really interesting?
I think, yeah, this movie is very reliant on, I think, nostalgia, and I think it does repeat a lot of things that happen in the other films as well.
Yeah.
It reminded me a little bit of things like Force Awakens and Jurassic World, where they do try to rely on the past, but I think this one worked a lot better because it felt like it was a bit more.
Somebody said that this is what Star Wars should have been when they did Force Awakens, because it was a good setup, because we know they're trying to set up for a sequel and everything like that. But it's like, if you want to add the nod to the next generation, bring in the older generation and everything, this was a really good mix of it and stuff.
It's like paying their respects to what it originally was, because if you do disrespect the original in some way, you're going to alienate all the fans in one go.
Actually, yeah.
No, exactly. But, okay, now I said this had really good, like, lack of plot contrivance, whatever. But now here comes plot contrivance. When she goes into the house and she's investigating the stuff and everything, you know, it's like Egon's ghost is guiding her. You know, like the lamp is moving and things are moving, and it's showing her how to, you know, set up the proton pack.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Andrew? That was a little bit too much, wasn't it? I mean, obviously his ghost is there. I mean, we get real, his ghost is there, but that was kind of like, well, I guess it wasn't that bad in a way, but it was kind of convenient.
You know, obviously we're not really sort of thinking about where the movie sort of goes. I do think that if that was how they were just going to approach the stuff with Harold Ramis, I think that is actually quite a nice way of having his presence throughout the entire movie, quite literally.
Yeah. No, this is true. So,
and as well, it's kind of like there's the whole thing. It's like, oh, we have ghosts because it's when you've got unfinished business on Earth, and obviously he knows this
don't ruin it now.
down.
But that's true. We'll get
But
to
like,
his unfinished business.
Yeah, I know what I mean.
Yeah,
You'll know what I mean.
So now the proton packs, Andrew, because Dan Aykroyd even actually said it about, these are like compacted electrons, and wasn't there some kind of nuclear element to it? So she just has this proton this proton gun just sitting on her lap and shit. You're not gonna have kids, woman. I'm just telling you that right about now. But anyway, so now as she and podcast are like working with the gun and the trap, and the podcast is really funny when he's like, "Whoa, let me hold the gun."
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with Finn Wolfhard? Now, I thought there was like, what are they doing with this kid? Because they had the contrived love story. I'm not even gonna bother going into it. Watch the freaking movie. But he's old enough to drive, so he finds the Ecto-1.
Yeah.
He finds the car. At the same time they find the gun and they're testing out the gun and everything. So like he's like, yeah, can't take this, and he manages to start it. Manages to start after. Well, it wasn't like years because the grandfather only just died, but it had a lot of gas in it. That's all I'm gonna say. It had a lot of fucking gas in it. But either way, he's taking the Ecto-1 for a joyride. So we're like, oh wow, we get to see the Ghostmobile and stuff like that. And then they end up together, and the team is kind of like formed. I kind of like that. A little bit contrivance, but I'll buy this contrivance. This movie has contrivance. I will buy. It's jelly. I will eat. Jelly I would eat. Cheese I kind of like.
It does a good job of making sure that everyone actually feels like a team player.
Because everybody had. Oh shit! I cut myself. Everybody.
Oh.
Look at that. Everybody had a role. Everybody had a role to play. I'm bleeding. Oh. So he was the driver. He's like, "What's going on?" And everything. And they got one of those funny ghosts that was like, what was the first ghost that slime Bill Murray in the first one?
It was a Slimer.
The
Slimer. So this one is Muncher. It's a metal eater.
It's by Josh Gad.
Was it? Oh, it was voiced by Josh Gad? Oh, wow. It probably looked like a are you sympathetical with me or something like that? What? Are you rubbing your finger because I'm like...
Oh, no, I'm just trying to keep myself away.
All right. So anyway, so this was really cool. They're chasing the Muncher through town and everything, and Phoebe automatically discovers. It's kind of like she was compelled to. She straps in, and all of a sudden, the sidecar opens up. That was awesome, wasn't it, Sinead?
Yeah. Oh my god. It was like, oh, this thing has a gunner seat.
Yeah. Like Star Wars, as we were saying.
Yeah.
Now the only thing about this was really one dangerous car chase, because as they're trying to chase this thing through town, all I kept thinking was this little girl is making the car this much wider and going through city streets, and then sometimes he make these turns and everything. I'm going, wait. I'm sorry, parenting me. But it was cool. It still was cool, even though she shot up the town and stuff. And see, Andrew, there was no song on that. There would have been a song on. Now we're shooting up the town. Yeah, right. Happy music.
But it's not a comedy chase.
No, I know it's not. I just said I missed the music. Oh,
okay.
And stuff. So anyway, they end up they get Muncher right in the trap finally, but then they get busted by the cops.
Yeah, because he doesn't actually have his driver's license.
Well, obviously he doesn't have his driver's license. Look at that blood. Obviously he doesn't have his driver's license. But I just thought this was pretty funny because they end up in the jail cell, and our man, what you call him, Andrew? Because you didn't know his name. Our man Bokeem Woodbine. Huh? Yeah.
It turns out to be the love interest's dad. Because that's always a thing.
Convenience. And then it doesn't even go anywhere because he never showed up again. It's kind of like they only paid him a day, really, to just to say that fantastic line. Give it to me, Andrew.
Who you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
She literally doesn't call her mom, does it? She calls a Ghostbuster.
This was kind of like I'm gonna say it's our first sentimental scene, but this was a really powerful scene for me.
Well, we've missed the secretary in the beginning
because we're not doing everything. But if the secretary was Annie Potts from the original movies, and we didn't know whether she was the mom, and she wasn't, and she was just a friend of Egon's because it was Egon's house that she was trying to sell, and it was right to his kids. So yeah. But as I was saying, is that so? Who you gonna call? And she calls Ghostbusters, and I love this scene. This is like the first of a couple. Because I just like a movie that makes me tear up and cry. Did it make you tear up and cry or no?
It did at the end.
Well, no. This scene when Ray is like, "Oh, fuck Egon," he took all our equipment and everything, and then when she says he's dead,
he's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that."
Oh yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. Oh shit, I was just cursing him and stuff, and then finally she says, "I'm his granddaughter," and then the cop goes, "All right, that's enough."
That's your call.
But no, cause come on, cute face, cute girl, whatever, blah blah blah. But then it's kind of like that's the call to the Ghostbusters. So Ray, you could tell from that moment he gets on to the original team and shit, and they show up just in time. But I just love that scene. I mean, I love sentimentality in films and everything. You know what I mean? So like, so the cop won't let them take their proton packs or anything like that. It's
like, yeah, we're keeping this.
yeah, we're keeping this, and you're children of the dirt farmers, so you're crazy.
Oh my god, yeah, that's the whole thing through this whole movie. It's like, oh, dirt farmers family.
Yeah, exactly. Because he kept to himself, and he kept to himself even in the original movie, so that was to be expected. But Egon was out to save the world from Gozer, man, and Gozer was the original, character from the original movies and stuff like that. But it was played by
Sigourney Weaver.
No,
who?
You don't know Andrew? You don't know who played Gozer in this movie?
Wilde.
Yeah, that's right. Just say it. It was played by Olivia Wilde, who was totally unrecognizable in this movie. Do you know what I mean? But like, she was fantastic. That's what I was trying to say, Andrew. So, Mom and Gary go out, and everything. They make a connection, and this is kind of like different from the original movie because we all know the story of the gatekeeper and the keymaster. You know the story, don't you, Sinead?
Yeah.
Which is kind of
human hosts.
But it's kind of like kind of messed up because when it was Sigourney Weaver and Rick Moranis, right? The object is that the keymaster, enters the gate. So so in this story, they had a real relationship forming. Him and the mom and everything. So when the creature came after him in Walmart.
Oh my god, and the Marshmallow Boys as well.
What's up with the Marshmallow Boys?
The Marshmallow Boys.
It sounds like a vocal harmony group, but that's what they were, right? What's up with the Marshmallow Boys?
What's up with the Marshmallow Boys? Jumping about.
And stuff like that. But it was kind of freaky because I'm gonna get into it, but it was kind of freaky because. When the dog, came after him, they didn't show, and they didn't show it in the original movie, but obviously he like absorbs him and everything like that. But and then when it came after the mom, it came after her like real quick, like he just came out of the dark, didn't it?
Yeah.
But then the two of them had to.
The amount of people who jumped in my cinema during that.
Yeah, really?
It just felt.
Well, wait. The question is, did you jump? Because remember, we're looking for the movie that scares Andrew.
Yes, didn't.
No.
I didn't jump either.
No?
I don't know.
Because these kids are desensitized. You know what I mean?
It wasn't meant to be scary, though.
No.
This for me is a family horror movie. It's like one of those ones from like the
PG-13 thing.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Somebody says the S word once and that's it.
Yeah.
You get away with it a lot.
Yeah,
Podcast said, he's trying to bone your mom.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Gary's trying to bone your mom.
And she's like, "Are you not upset about this?" Like, no, not really.
I'm just quietly vomiting in my mouth, something like that. Yeah. Cute. So then they meet on the field. Gary and the mom, and he offers her a flower. And then they have sex.
She turns into it. She has a nice dress on.
And then they have sex.
And then they have sex.
Now
on the ground.
Yeah.
Like two dirty
but
dogs.
before they meet, you know, she comes on the podcast. Are you the key master? He's like, I could be. She's like, Mom.
No.
That would have been funny.
Oh God. Oh.
All I need is to make with anyone. You know what I mean?
12-year-old boy.
Yeah, exactly. I'll do it in 12 years. Yeah. So now this leaves us to, you know, for everybody coming together to face off against Gozer. But the kids put on the old uniforms. Now the thing about
how did it fit them perfectly?
Well, you know what? That being said, right? They didn't actually, you know, show the names of like what choices they made, you know, because obviously Finn Wolfhard's got a girlfriend, you know, and everything, and she joins. She's a cop's daughter, you know, and everything like that. So they have 4 Ghostbusters and everything. So like when they tried to take down Gozer, Phoebe tried to talk her down, right? Because they see, now this is the thing that bugged me out, right? Seriously, yeah. Right? So they see the mom and Gary get transformed by the lightning and the energy, right, back into the dogs. They're still struck by lightning, right? So I mean, like they're dead, man. They're dead. You know what I mean?
They're dead.
I mean, how did they actually reform? They're dead, man. You know what I mean? And stuff. I mean, logic is totally gone bye-bye. You've just lost Mom and Gary, who would have been a cool dad. But then when Phoebe goes up to talk to her, or, you know, with her dad jokes, obviously she's just trying to, you know, distract her. But I was kind of confused a little bit here, so help me out. So how did they draw the mom out of Gozer, out of the dog, out of the gatekeeper? Did they use the trap to try?
Use the trap, and then the trap sucked the dog.
Look at that blood. I'm sorry. Look at it.
Why's your blood pink, man?
Anyway, what is supposed to be blue?
They used the trap, and then the dog, the ghost part of the dog, sucked in the trap and left the mom. Yeah. And look, but then they didn't have time
so draw it out. So draw it out the trap. So then they get the mom and they rescue the mom. I thought that was kind of interesting because they didn't do that in the original movie, and it was a good way for the mom because before the mom actually got attacked by the dog, she finally saw all the pictures that Egon had of her and everything. So Egon wasn't that bad of a dad in the sense where he wasn't like communicable to her.
He kept track of like alive.
Yeah,
even though he wasn't with her.
So that hit me in the feels, man. That hit me in the feels.
Much sadness.
Yeah. But so now that she's rolling with the Ghostbuster kids, you know, she gets to see, man, my daughter is a badass. She doesn't say that. Yeah. But she, you know, what did she say? She said something to her when she goes back out in the sidecar, you know, to shoot at the goober dog and something like that. And like she's just shocked that, wow, I'm seeing my daughter for the first time. What do you think, Andrew?
I think it was really well done. I think, especially like with the actors as well. Like the McKenna Grace, I think, is the best thing in this movie without a doubt. And I think seeing her develop as the film goes on, becoming more and more like how the Ghostbusters used to be, I think that is
more confident in her weirdness.
She's totally immersed in the character, especially that. Did you say the wig, right? She's totally immersed in that character because, you know, I mean, she's invisible. She
starts to like embrace her weirdness, and then like there was a scene I thought was really sad when when she was like, "Why didn't you tell me that my grandpa was a scientist?"
Oh, yeah.
And that was when I was like, "Oh, maybe the mom kind of like despised her, or kind of like, well, not despised her, but kind of just shoved her to one side
element.
Because she was like, oh, you're just like my father, like just selfish and just think about yourselves, kind of like, you know what I mean, or just too weird to like communicate."
And you know what? Listen, that's a hard thing, and it's a great family story because Jason, you know, had produced this with his dad, Ivan, who made the original movies. So you gotta tell that there's that family dynamic that's here within the story, you know, because like, you know, Phoebe, even though the mom loved Phoebe, you know, you could tell that the mom was kind of dismissive of Phoebe because of all of that. So like when she came into the bedroom and like, yeah, what you doing? Oh, I'm doing some science stuff. Oh, boring. You know what I mean? And like she didn't want to engage with that, which she feared that her daughter was going to be, but she also feared that her daughter probably would, leave and do all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. So no, great dynamics. So anyway, so now we're here, where the Ghostbuster kids can't take out Gozer. So they need some help.
From?
I'm asking you. That's when we get a blast from the. That's when we get a blast from the past.
So the 3 remaining Ghostbusters all rock up in their suits with their backpacks and stuff, and they're like, "Hey."
And then Bill Murray does his whole ad lib and says, "Hey, yo, baby, you remember me?"
Oh my God, literally, yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
"Hey, me? Baby, remember me?"
Come on now. And stuff.
Count to 3. Go on 2.
Yeah. Oh man, so now they're taking on Gozer and everything. The kids are just like, just looking back and everything, but it's not working until Phoebe picks up the photon pack. She's not alone. Now this is like weird because ghosts aren't supposed to really be like this like how should I say? Yeah, physical. Yeah. But hey, it's I'm here for this. So Egon joins her and holding the final proton pack. At least they didn't cross the streams though, Andrew, did they? I was waiting for them to cross the streams. I was gonna say, yo, remember we gotta cross the streams.
Try to.
Huh?
They do try to.
Oh, did they? Okay, well, whatever. But either way, it's like they saved the day.
So was that like the actual actor, but they've like CG'd him, or is it just to look alike?
See, that's what we were saying was clever.
It's a CG double.
It is a CG double.
But know what I think it is? I think it's that face replace scenario. I think they could have done that. What do you think, Andrew?
Similar to, I think it's probably similar to how they might have done Tarkin in Rogue One. I think where they had a body double obviously stand
simulation,
and they kind of just sort of tweaked
his
appearance, make him look more like how he did. I think it was done really, really well.
It was done really well. I mean, I think it was. I mean, better than Mark Hamill in the Mandalorian. Oh, yeah. But I think what it was because they didn't bother with the dialogue. They just had facial reactions, and everything. Yeah. And so, like you just said about how the way they do all the dots and everything. But I think it was kind of like that whole dot CG face replace. But it was fantastic. It was fantastic because he didn't just blow up Gozer and leave. And that's what I loved about that was the acting on the original Ghostbusters faces, especially like Ernie Hudson, because he was the closest to him, and just like looking at him was like, oh my God, that's fucking Egon. And then Bill Murray's just looking focused that way, and then he go, you know what I mean? They never gave us like and Dan Aykroyd like doing a look over until like it was over, but it was like I just thought, oh my God, and then they get to apologize to him.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I'm really sorry that I didn't call and I wasn't there for you and all. Oh God.
It's so sad. That's when me and Faye started tearing up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you didn't tear up, something's wrong with you.
And then the daughter getting to like,
oh my God.
Stuff.
Go ahead. Tell us about it, Snake, because I can't.
Oh my God. So he's like, he does. Obviously, they use no dialogue, but like the granddaughter, he looks at, he's like, I'm so proud of you. You're definitely my granddaughter, kind of thing. And then there's a and he looks over to the mom, and the mom looks at him, and she just walks over dead slowly, and then they hug, and then he fades away in her arms.
Oh, but everybody gets to see it. Her son. The original Ghostbusters and everything. Yeah. Everybody gets to see that closure. This back to what you just said, that he couldn't leave until he had closure. Yeah. It's not like he predicted this happening.
And then he floats up into the sky, and then it says "For Harold" in the sky. And then that's when we all started crying. Me, Faye, and everyone in the theatre was like, and
it had every chance to be really badly done, that sequence, and I think they did it so well, and I think it is so respectful.
I think one of the things was because they didn't use dialogue. Yeah, they just used acting, pure acting. On her and even on the CG, Ramis, it was a pure acting piece, right? That because dialogue could have ruined it. It could have made the cheese smell.
I think it ended quite abruptly though.
It did. But then it did that because of the post-credit sequence, which we'll get to. But but what I did like was when Bill Murray comes over and says, "Hey, who are you?" And he didn't know right away that was his daughter, that was Egon's daughter. You know what I mean? He only probably heard from Ray that, the granddaughter, called me. But then I get to meet the granddaughter and the daughter.
And the daughter, yeah.
And then he said, "Let's go inside for some tea." Or something like that shit.
Yeah, let's go get some tea. No, because it was kind of like, we don't get introduced to the mom ever. Like, the mom's mom. So, grandma.
No, but yeah,
we never find out who she is. So it's
but they it's just that thing about friendships and stuff like that. You're not as old as me, but it's that like when you get there, it'll be like when you see the child of your friend for a long time, the marvel and the feel that you have because man, you're just like your dad or just like your mom, because I knew your dad when you were this age. That's a powerful fucking thing, man. You know what I mean? And that's what I think the movie did. It didn't need all this dialogue. It didn't need them having that coffee and having conversations. It gave us enough with those little moments right there. That's what I'm trying to say is it was sparse. It was sparse, this movie, and really good. And then but then it ends on the Ghostbusters song.
Yay! Poo poo do 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 do. Oh, and an overlook of New York as well before it starts. And it's something straight do 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 in the neighborhood do 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 do.
Okay, don't get us demonetized. So
6 seconds is enough.
So what happens next, Sinead? I mean, because they end up in the old firehouse.
Right. So the mid-credit scene, as well, which there was like was it? Which one is it?
They had the credits playing.
Yeah.
And then right at the end it says all the original thought, and then it says and Sigourney Weaver. So you go, well, she wasn't in the movie. And then it plays a little scene.
They're doing the scene. Her and Bill Murray are doing the scene with the
cards.
But so
Chuck, you marked the cards, didn't you?
Did you see the movie? The original movie?
They were love interests, weren't they?
No, I know, but in the original movie, that was what Bill Murray's job was. Like he was a teacher. That was, I do hypnosis and psychology, and so I get these students to like read these cards, and basically because it was okay back then, but basically because he had an interest in the students, he would make the students think they were psychic. So he goes, "Ooh, excellent! You get every card right," and they had every card wrong.
Yeah.
So it's a replay of that scene.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Because there's a scene where he's got a young boy and a girl doing it, and every single time that the guy gets it wrong, he goes,
"Oh, he's
that's wrong," and then zaps him. And every time the girl gets it wrong, he goes, "That was amazing. That was brilliant." And he doesn't even shout.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And then the one that everyone was waiting for, the end credit.
Yeah, because didn't Winston buy the fireplace? Not fireplace. The fire.
the old firehouse.
Yeah. So
and then,
what happens?
So he buys. He takes the car at the end of the thing.
Yeah, because he says he's going to fix up the car.
So he opens it up, and then it pans over to the wall, and the little thing's blinking because someone's called.
Yeah.
The Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Who do you think are the Ghostbusters in this new firehouse?
I don't know.
No, but no. Take a guess. I mean, is it the originals or is it the kids? I know the kids are kids, but
I like to think it's all of them.
Yeah.
Both, yeah.
They all move in.
I mean, because they're trying to promote a sequel here, and the sequel is supposed to be about the next generation. Like I said, this was better than the female version because what they got is the kids version, so it's Ghostbuster Kids.
Yeah, but when they grow up as well, it'll be like 2-on-2, so there'll be 2 girls and 2 boys, which is quite nice.
I mean, yeah, you know what? Listen, I know they're in New York and these kids live in Ohio and shit, so it probably won't be those kids. But
but
I would like it to be those kids because I would like it to be that because Winston was the what you didn't understand was Winston was the financier. So even Ray's occult bookshop, Winston bought.
Yeah.
Right. So like he bought the firehouse, he redid everything. Right. So even if it's not the kids or whatever, but then it's like, why wouldn't it be? It's kind of like he's trying to say is well, we're gonna bring back the Ghostbusters in general.
Yeah.
And right, and then whatever you guys want to do with a sequel, do it with a sequel. But I would like to think that it'll be the kids because I want to see podcasts and
yeah, podcasters. Oh my god, any podcast. Oh my god, and then the thing where it was like, oh, he was his only subscriber, and it was. You're my subscriber.
You're MWH. That's kind of like on this show, like your mom. That's like me, your mom. What? You're our only subscriber.
I really found its voice around episode 50.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, the My Little Pony. Oh my god, loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mum is all 250 subscribers.
Yeah, exactly.
She's just made 250 accounts.
She's just all of them. Anyway, so that was a good movie.
Maybe potentially what they could be doing in the future is making it more closer to what the original concept was going to be. Because I think when they originally pitched Ghostbusters, it wasn't going to be just one little team. It was going to be like loads of teams all scattered around the world.
Ooh. Ghost Squad, like movie squad.
Ghost Corps.
And there's going to be like a lot more of a supernatural angle to it where they would end up going into like the ghost realm and they'd see like where the ghosts all come from. And it's something that they went into in the game.
So it might be a series. That'd be cool. Ghostbusters series.
Yeah.
The game's really good if you get a chance, check it out.
That's possible.
Really
That's possible. I just would like to to see the kids again. But obviously, the kids are in Ohio or Oklahoma or wherever that place is, Somerville.
Oklahoma.
And, and this was in New York and stuff like that. So it could be, like you just said, it's like setting up Ghostbuster teams and everything. And hey, I'm selling the franchise, guys. It doesn't even have to be you. It could just be anybody. We just give them the traps and stuff like that.
Give them the suits.
And the suits? Yeah, whoa, what the hell, man?
Why
Merchandise. So anyway, so that's Ghostbusters Afterlife. Again, it was an enjoyment. It is kicking it butt in the box office, despite the critics and everything else like that. And I would give it like a 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it a 9. Solid 9. Really loved it.
Yeah, 8. 8.5. I would say.
Yeah, no, exactly. We enjoyed it. So, until the next time, who you gonna call?
The Movie Busters.
Nice one. All right, cool. We out.